When panic, or when you have your first experience of panic, a lot of people take themselves off to the hospital to get their heart checked because they think they're having a heart attack. It turns out they're not. They get hooked up to electroencephalogram, they're monitored for a period of time. And eventually, a bit tentatively, I have to say, the doctor says, I think you might have had a panic attack. Perhaps you should see your doctor about getting perhaps a medication, or which would be the first thing I have to say that they give you. And if that doesn't do the job, they'd suggest, maybe some CBT or something like that. When you have your first experience of panic, it genuinely does feel like you're going to die because it's so out of the blue. The thing is, it's not really out of the blue. The experiences that lead up to this first panic are kind of predictable if you can recognize them and understand them. It's just the panic itself is out of the blue. Now, it's unusual for people to feel like they're going to die. But when you feel like you're going to die, you start organizing your life around not having this feeling again, which basically means, as I've spoken about before, you're making decisions based on fear. And you're not recognizing that panic is simply a misinterpretation. I call it a trick of the brain. Your brain is giving you this experience of panic, which basically means that you're going to be annihilated and you have to fight, right? But it's inappropriate. It is inappropriate. You are not in an experience where you need to fight and flee. And I'll tell you why that's actually true. If you were in an experience where you needed to fight for your life or flee for your life, you would simply do it. And the emotion that you had would enable you to do that, because panic is the emotion and the physiology of fighting for your life when there's nothing you need to do. There's nothing you can do. You can't fight, you can't run away because you don't know what the threat is. If you knew what the threat is, you'd be perfectly suited to doing what you need to do to survive. So it's a trick of the brain, right? You have to accept this. You have to kind of recognize it. And if you want to get rid of panic, you have to do something about it. Otherwise, what changes? Yeah? Nothing changes, okay? So my suggestion is this. Think about your experiences as being options. You can have panic or not. You can have anxiety or not. You can have depression or not. You can have stress or not. You can have these experiences or not. But if you accept whatever you get as being legitimate, then you're just going to have it, right? But I've just demonstrated to you that panic is an illegitimate experience. It's a trick of the brain. Well, okay, do something about that. Otherwise, what will change? Nothing. My suggestion is that you get onto one of my self-help CBT programs and reprogram your brain through a programmed course. And then panic and anxiety will be things of the past.